So what are we seeing? What do people at home need to know?
Yeah, so we had Tropical Storm Harold form overnight. Y'all probably know that by now. Here's a very wide view of the rest of the tropics real quick. You can see we are definitely well on our way to the peak of hurricane season. That's about 3 weeks from now. But of course, we are focused here on Tropical Storm Harold in the Gulf. Currently has winds of 45 miles per hour and is expected to make landfall in Port Mansfield or near there in South Texas here in the next couple of hours. So this is the 4 a.m. update. It is a little bit old. You can see that the winds are a little bit closer to the coast now than where that last reported location was for the center of Harold. But you can see right now lots of rain bands coming in onto the Texas coast, especially here in Corpus Christi and the rest of the coastal bend. Now you also see this red here. That's a tropical storm warning, and that is out until further notice. So what that means is we are expecting tropical storm conditions, or rather winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour for at least 36 hours. So eventually that will get canceled, but not right now. Here's a look at where that newest cone is. You can see coming in towards South Texas. This cone is a little bit further south than the ones were last night, but still we are on track to receive those rain bands throughout the day. Here's a zoomed in view of the coastal bend. You can see some of those rain bands again making their way inland right now through Nueces and San Patricio counties and continually moving inland. So folks out towards the brush country, y'all are going to start to see the rain here, the heavier stuff, pretty soon. Here's a look at those rainfall totals we mentioned earlier. We've seen over an inch of rain out at the island in Corpus Christi at the airport. We've seen just a 1/100th of an inch, but if we zoom it in, there have been reports of almost 1 inch in some places in Corpus Christi. So we are well on track to receive multiple inches of rain this morning. Here's a live view from our tower cam right now. If you are out and about, please make sure that you are being careful on the roads. They are going to be slick. You can see it's also pretty breezy with our flag blowing out here outside of our studio. 84 degrees, but feels closer to 96 right now. Not too breezy, but we do have some higher gusts up to about 20 to 30 miles per hour. In just a couple of minutes, we'll come back with a little bit more. And now I believe Carly is going to talk about some more impacts. Carly.
Yeah, Kristen, thanks again so much for being here, helping out. Team coverage, so important in these scenarios. Are tracking some very impactful weather, right? And yes, this is a tropical storm. Yes, we need the rainfall, so we are thankful for that. So speaking of the rain, we are going to see the heaviest rainfall, which is starting now. Numerous storms across the area, becoming more widespread throughout the morning and then tapering off as we head into the afternoon. Taking a look at our current radar imagery, right now we are seeing the heaviest rain moving through Corpus Christi, approaching Driscoll, just south of Driscoll, between Driscoll and Kingsville, and lots of thunder and lightning also associated with this. Remember, when thunder roars, you do want to head indoors. Taking a look at the bigger picture, here are some of those outer rain bands once again that we are seeing. You can notice that there is another round that is approaching our coastline now. So Kennedy County, Padre Island National Seashore, about to see the next round of heavy rainfall and the potential for a pickup in your wind as this storm does move through. Taking a look at those estimated rainfall totals further south, closer to where that center is expected to pass through, they're already seeing some of the highest rainfall, which is why I have shifted our rainfall totals down south just a little bit with 2 to 4 inches through Willacy County, Kennedy County, and then of course also Clayburgh County. We've got 1 to 2 inches of rain likely across our northern counties, including Nueces County. However, where those outer bands set up, especially once this makes it inland, we're going to see feeder streams that kind of dump the rainfall on top of where it's already been falling. And so essentially that will produce some isolated areas of much higher rainfall totals that may be 3, 4, even 5, 6 inches wherever that sets up. Landfall is expected again near Port Mansfield today between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. It is trending a little later on that timeline. 1 to 4 inches again likely locally. Wind 30 to 40 miles per hour, gust 40 to 50 miles per hour, and waves 7 to 10 feet with that coastal flooding happening. So we are starting to see those wind gusts picking up in spots. In fact, Corpus Christi now starting to show a 46 mile per hour wind gust gusts. And so through 8 a.m., I am expecting us to continue to see 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts, even at 10 a.m. and noon, before the wind really starts to weaken a bit heading into the later part of the afternoon. As far as where we expect the highest wind, of course, where the center passes will be where we really see those those tropical storm force winds concentrated. Likely those 35 to 50 mile per hour gusts right near Willacy County, southern Kennedy County. 50 mile per hour gusts are more likely across the coastal bend. We may see a few 55 mile per hour gusts, and then further north, 35 mile per hour gusts. Power outages are going to be possible with these gusty winds that is at a moderate risk. And additionally, isolated tornadoes can happen in the outer bands, which is what we will be dealing with throughout the late morning and into the early afternoon. Tower camera, we've got those wet roadways once again, 78 degrees right now. Futurecast, taking a close look at what we can expect. There's the heavy rain continuing through 9 a.m. It's going, again, the heavy rain will be off and on. So you'll see one band pass, and then we'll see another one pass. This is going to keep temperatures down in the 80s throughout the day today. So lunchtime, we're talking 84 degrees, and we're still dealing with numerous storm activity. By 3 p.m., it starts to become a bit more scattered. This is where we're going to see more of those feeder bands producing some potentially higher in rainfall amounts, possibly across Nueces or San Patricio County. It's really difficult to forecast exactly where these will set up, but just know flooding will be a risk when that does happen, even into the early afternoon. By tomorrow morning, we're just talking isolated activity, maybe some sea breeze following behind that storm, adding to a little bit of a risk. I want to point out, we have our tropical storm warning, of course, in place. All of the heat-related warnings, a fire-related warning, so you have red flag warning for much of central Texas. We've got the excessive heat warnings across Arkansas, North Texas, Louisiana, and well into Missouri and portions of the Midwest. That's where that high pressure is set up. We're cooler, and we don't have any heat warnings, but we are dealing with our tropical storm warning, and then the heat is going to return, though, so take the break while we can, and the rain while we can as well, because it is looking much drier through the second half of the week.